Good morning, everyone, and welcome. I'd like to begin today's meeting by acknowledging the traditional custodians of the land on which we're gathered and by paying my respects to elders past, present and emerging. Welcome, everyone, to the City Lifestyle Committee meeting of the 19th of October 2022, and I declare the meeting open at 9 a.m. I'd like to advise attendees in the room that the meeting is being webcasted and audio recorded. Councillors, I note we've received a leave of absence today from Councillor John Raven, and I also note that Councillor Heremiah and Councillor Bannon will be joining us via Teams. For those of you who don't know, Councillor Raven and Councillor Heremiah are currently representing Council at the LGAQ conference. Do any councillors have any other leaves of absence to declare? I note Councillor Wilcox is not here at the moment, but I believe she's on her way, so she'll join us soon. Councillors, can we have a mover to accept our leaves of absence? Thank you very much, Councillor Stemp. Do I have someone to second the motion? Thank you very much, Mr Mayor. All those in favour, please show your hands. And I'm assuming we've got the paws up of those who are at home. That has been unanimously supported. Thank you, councillors. Councillors, I now draw your attention to declarations of interest. And we will call for any declarations of interest in any items that we may have today. Do any councillors wish to declare any conflicts of interest? Thank you. Councillor Murphy.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I, Karen Murphy, would like to declare a declarable conflict of interest in item 7.1 of the City Lifestyle Committee today, the 19th of the 10th, 2022. The nature of my declarable conflict is that I have a close personal relationship with Arthur Joyce, who is the president of the Eagleby Giants Junior Rugby League Club, and I note that Chappie Nick is no longer on the board of Eagleby Giants and then no longer relevant to this particular conflict of interest declarable. I will be leaving the room today. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Murphy. Do any other councillors have any other conflicts of interest they wish to declare? None from at home. Okay, there being none, we'll move on. Councillors, I'd now like to draw your attention to item 5.1. 5.1 is our local law making process to make a minor amendment to subordinate local law number 7.2 through the Director, Brad White. I'd like to invite the Manager, Miss Emily Shafto, to enter public discussions. Thank you, Miss Shafto. You can begin.
Through the Chair, thank you, and good morning, Mayor and Councillors. I'll take the report as read if I may, but I'll talk to it briefly. So this report responds to a resolution of the 27th of July 2022, which endorsed a policy direction to make a minor amendment to subordinate local law 7.2 relating to heavy vehicle parking on a road by removing 4 roads from being exempted places for heavy vehicle parking for more than 1 hour in Springwood. For context, this local law aims to strike a balance between upholding the safety and amenity of roads and streets, together with enabling people to park their heavy vehicles in suitable locations across the city. So in today's report, we fulfil our obligation in respect of Resolution 3 of the July report, which required our branch to commence the drafting of the legislative instrument and prepare a report for the City Lifestyle Committee, which includes the proposed amendments, including the proposed community engagement program. So councillors, this report today represents a technical step in the to advance the law-making process. This report confirms that the proposed amendments are compatible with human rights legislation and that there are no anti-competitive provisions. We now propose to seek endorsement of the proposed amendments and undertake community engagement and state interest checks before we advance to the final stage of the law-making process. Thank you, and I'm happy to take any questions on the matter.
Thank you, Ms Shafto. Do we have any questions from any councillors? Councillor Bradley, do you have a question?
No, I just wanted to pass on my apologies. I was a couple of minutes late.
Thank you, Councillor Bradley. Any councillors have any questions? Thank you, Councillor Lane.
Thanks very much. This is brought about by business requests to actually stop trucks from parking in that precinct. Is that correct? For longer than an hour?
Thank you, Councillor Lane. So this request came to us after we were hearing that there was community concern about trucks parking in this vicinity, and due to the changing character of the neighbourhood we were asked to review the local law and come back with a recommendation in July.
Thanks very much. I went for a drive around there, and I note that there's a number of businesses that do require trucks to go into that precinct, and we're about to consult with them. Is that correct?
Through the chair, that is correct, but we note that our July report considered the potential impacts on businesses in the area. So these proposed amendments will still enable trucks to do deliveries and stop for less than an hour in loading and unloading goods. So these amendments propose to prevent long-term parking of vehicles rather than sort of impacting short-term business operations. And I'd also note that there's exemptions under the traffic legislation around emergency situations as well.
Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor. Any other questions from any other councillors? Councillors, I have a motion on the board. Do I have somebody to move the motion? Thank you. Councillor Bradley has moved. The Mayor has seconded. Can I see by a show of hands your support for the motion? Okay, that's been supported by all in the room with the exception of Councillor Lane. How do you vote, Councillor Lane?
Against.
Thank you. And Councillor Hall?
Against.
Thank you. And do we have a sentiment from Councillor Bannon and Councillor Jeremiah?
On support.
Thank you, Councillor Bannon. Thank you, Councillor Jeremiah. That has been carried. Thank you, councillors. Councillors, I now draw your attention to a late report that we've got, which is item 7.1, the determination of community benefit fund request. And at this point in time, I'll invite Councillor Murphy to take her leave. Thank you, everyone. Through the Director, I'll invite the Acting Manager, Trevor Kanapi, to please enter public discussions. Thank you, Trevor. You can proceed.
Galang Nguru Windau. So good morning in our local Turrbal language. Through the Chair, this report seeks Council's determination on a Community Benefit Fund application due to the declarable conflict of interest that we heard earlier from the Divisional Councillor, Councillor Murphy. As per the adopted policy and procedure, a Council decision is therefore required for the application. As noted in the report, the application meets all eligibility criteria. It is supported by the Divisional Councillor and there are sufficient funds within the Divisional Community Benefit Fund allocation. The application is from Eagleby Giants Junior Rugby League Football Club Incorporated for funding of $1,677.50 towards the costs of holding their mental health charity game, and includes things like team jerseys and promotion of the It's Not Too Weak to Speak message, which is a very positive ongoing mental health message. Michelle and I are happy to take any questions.
Thank you, Trevor. Councillors, do we have any questions? There being none, the motion is about to pop up on the board behind me. Do I have somebody to move the motion? Thank you, Councillor Wilcox. Do I have a seconder for the motion? Thank you, Councillor Stemp. By a show of hands, can I see those who are in favour? Noting Councillor Murphy's out of the room, everyone present is in favour. How do you vote, Councillor Bannon?
For.
Thank you. Councillor Jeremiah?
I'm for.
Excellent. Thank you, everyone. That has been supported. Thank you, councillors. Thank you, Trevor. Thank you, Michelle.
Thank you.
And if somebody could please invite Councillor Murphy back into the room, please. We're powering through this morning, councillors. Doing very well. I'm just waiting for Councillor Murphy to join us. Thanks, Councillor Murphy. Welcome back. Councillors, I now draw your attention to item 5.2. 5.2 is a confidential item. This report will be presented through the Director by the Acting Manager, Mr Ben O'Bree. Before we enter into discussions, Item 5.2 is considered necessary to take into confidential as the matter relates to the local government regulation of 2012 Queensland section 254J3. And I would like to know if there's any councillors who would like to move us into closed session for this particular item. I think I would on this occasion, so I'd like to move us into closed session if I may. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. We have a seconder, the Mayor. All those in favour for moving into closed session, please raise your hand. That has been unanimously supported by those in the room. Councillor Heremai, how do you vote?
For.
4, thank you. Councillor Bannon, how do you vote? I would say that that's supported by all present and Councillor Heremai, and at this minute Councillor Bannon is absent from the vote. That being said, we'll now move into closed session and we will cease our video recordings and commence our audio recording. So I'll just take a moment to move in. Thank you, councillors. We're now back in open session. Councillors, there is a motion on the board behind me. I'm just seeing if I have a mover for the motion. Do I have somebody who wishes to move the motion? Councillor Heremiah has moved the motion. Do I have a seconder? Thank you, Councillor Hall. By show of hands, all those who are supporting the motion, please raise your hand. That has been unanimously supported by those present and, of course, moved by Councillor Heremiah. How do you vote, Councillor Bannon? Lost Councillor Bannon for a moment.
For.
Thank you, Councillor Bannon. That has been supported by all present and the motion has been carried. Thank you, councillors. Councillors, that now brings us to the end of the Acting Sport, Leisure and Facility report, Manager's reports today. Do any councillors have any general business for the Manager? There being none, Ben, do you have any general business for us?
Thank you, Madam Chair. Just the one, and I realise it's come up in committee a few times previously, so I'm pleased to advise that the Logan North Aquatic Centre naming ceremony and reopening ceremony is on this afternoon, with the pool facility being open to the public as of tomorrow as well. So I look forward to that this afternoon. Thank you for your patience with this one.
Thank you, Ben. I know we have an extremely excited area councillor, but also a number of councillors who are excited, but none more than excited than the Mayor, who's got a special guest coming, but I won't steal the thunder from this afternoon. Thank you, councillors. And do no councillors have any GB for Ben? No. Thank you, Ben. Thank you, councillors. That actually brings us to the end of the City Lifestyle Committee meeting for today. But before we close, I'll ask any councillors have any
Director. Oh, Mr. Director. Your team standards and in other areas, but most particularly in city standards, because they actually listen, and I very much appreciate that. They come at it from a councillor's perspective and get us the information as fast as they can. So thank you very much. I do appreciate it.
Thank you, Councillor Lane. I just wanted to respond to that. Emily and her leadership team are doing an amazing job, and I just wanted to acknowledge how much they have on their plate in amongst all of that. They're redeveloping the depot, there's a culture uplift, there's a leadership uplift. They're doing an amazing job. So to hear that feedback's fantastic. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Lane. Councillor Bradley.
Yeah, thank you. Look, I will echo the same. I've just found them absolutely amazing, and the amount of roof restoration signs I've reported to that area, and election signs recently that are, even though there's no election. Yeah, I'm very, very grateful for their and illegal signs, the advertising signs that are hazardous to the community. But yeah, please pass on my sincere thanks as well.
Thank you, councillors. Do any other councillors have any general business for the acting director? There being none, Brad, do you have any general business for the councillors? There being no further business today, councillors, I declare the meeting of the City Lifestyle Committee closed at 9:36 a.m. and we'll recommence with the City Governance Committee in 10 minutes' time. Thanks, everyone.